Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are continuing our coverage of Marvel Snap. I'm going to be discussing gameplay mechanics, basically how the game works, the different concepts involved, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is the gameplay walkthrough video. I have already watched it myself. It is quite fast paced. It's really interesting, of course. Above me we do have the man himself, Ben Brode. So if you want, I'm going to link the video down in the description, guys, if you just want to watch it yourself, and he'll probably explain it a lot better than me. But it is quite fast paced, so I'm just going to break it all down for you guys just so you can understand each little concept involved as the game progresses. So first, I'm just going to explain how the game works in terms of how does a player win a game. So in the middle of the screen here, we have 3 different cards. They're known as locations, and essentially you need to be controlling 2 out of 3 locations by the end of the game to win. So these gems here, these are referred to as, I would say, like power. So I'm just going to skip ahead to one of the cards. So this is Yondu. The orange gem at the top right is referred to as power. So Yondu has 2 power, and the kind of energy on the left-hand side, the top left-hand side, the blue, that is that's energy. So that's how much kind of, like, let's say in terms of Hearthstone, that's how much mana you spend on a card. So as each turn goes on, you do gain more and more mana. In terms of each location is revealed to the player as each turn goes on. So for the first turn, first location is revealed. Second turn, second location revealed. Third turn, third location is revealed. And as I said, each of these locations have different effects, and they will greatly impact how the game plays, your situation, what type of cards you want to play in each location. So for example, I will show you here, you have Avengers Compound. So here it says on turn 5, all cards must be played here. So as you can see here, this is turn 2. So on turn 5, you can only play cards in this location. So there's a lot of mind games. There's a lot of strategy involved in this game. I can already tell there's a huge amount of game design and strategy brought into this game. And there's a lot of mind games involved. I'll get into that further down the line. So let's just bring it back to Yondu in terms of card effects. This says on reveal, remove the top card of your opponent's deck. Essentially, what this will do is, now again, reveals work. Let me just quickly explain how players' turns work, right? So players' turns take place simultaneously. So as you're playing a card, they're playing a card, but the cards are revealed to each player at the end of the turn. So here, Brode plays Yondu in the mid location. Now, he doesn't know what that location is yet, but at the end of the turn, this card is revealed to the opponent. So that's what the effect on reveal means. It removes the top card of your opponent's deck. So that helps him because he says, okay, he knows what type of cards, what type of deck his opponent might be playing. And it also interrupts, maybe like he could like burn a really important card or a really good card that the player is counting on. So it's a useful effect for sure. So I just want to talk about this card, for example, Star-Lord. It's a good example of how the game depends on a lot of kind of like the mind games and thinking, okay, what's my opponent going to do? What's he trying to do? So in terms of locations, the opponent here to Brode played Star-Lord, which says on reveal, if your opponent played a card here this turn, plus 3 power. So they assumed, or they thought, okay, maybe I think Brode's going to play a card in the Wakandan embassy. If that's the case, then he benefits from that effect. So there's a lot of thinking, okay, what's my opponent's next move? Does he want to try take over this location? Does he want to add a bit more power here, power there? So there's a lot of thinking. Obviously, brand new game. As we understand the cards, there's 150 cards. As we start to play with the cards and understand the cards, a lot of different strategies and effects will come into place. But that's just something I wanted to point out as the kind of the mind games involved as each turn plays out. Next thing I want to mention is in terms of mana or energy, that increases each turn. So here you have a 1 cost Ant-Man, 2 cost Mr. Sinister, 4 cost Namor. So it's turn 3. Brode has 3 mana. He's actually playing Brood at the moment. So again, it's similar to a game like Hearthstone. If you played Hearthstone, your mana or your energy increases each turn as you go up. Something simple, but again, needed to be pointed out. So this is the fun card I wanted to point out again. So this is Spider-Man. He's a 4 mana, I don't know if I want to say mana, 4 energy, 2 power card. So he says, on reveal, your opponent can play cards at this location next turn. So this is like a disruption card. It says, okay, this is kind of the opponent saying, this is my location. I'm going to control this location. So I just think, I just want to say, I think that all of these effects so far, they're super cool, super unique. And the whole concept of kind of, it's like controlling territories and trying to mess with your opponent and think, okay, I think he really needs this one, so I'm going to mess him up here. Or kind of trying to see, okay, what's his next move? What's my next move? What's the best course of action? Strategy. That's what I love. This is something fresh. I don't think this is like anything we've ever really seen before. So again, I'm just super, super excited to try this out. Super excited to see what strategies other people come out with. And as soon as I get my hands on this, man, I'm going to try out so many different cards, so many different combos. The final thing I want to point out is that in terms of ranked mode, the idea is you have these cosmic cubes. So as you rank up, you want to gain cosmic cubes. You will rank down by losing cosmic cubes. So the whole idea of Marvel Snap, let me kind of just briefly explain this concept. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure nearly at any time during the game, you can click Snap to say that, okay, I'm confident I'm going to win this game. Double the stakes. So you double how many cubes are on the line. So 1 goes to 2 cubes. So you're telling your opponent, right, okay, you know, I feel like I'm going to win this game. Now there is, let me try and see here. There is a retreat button. So say if the opponent says, okay, right, listen, I think I have a crappy hand. Seems like they're really going to win. They can retreat. They can basically concede and just lose the, I think they just go, it just goes to the 1. They lose the 1 cosmic cube rather than you winning the 2. But they can accept that, or they can keep playing. But if they're confident enough, they can snap as well. That will double it. So that will go to 4. So you could be playing for 4. So as you can see, these games can get really strategic, and there's a lot about mind games, bluffing. So you can say, okay, is my opponent bluffing? Does he just have a really, really bad hand? He makes me want to think that he has a great hand so I can concede so he can get some extra cubes, or is he trying to get off safe? There's a lot of that involved in this game, which I loved. It's a fresh new concept, so super excited for that. And then finally, just to mention about the cubes, on the final turn, the cubes will double anyway. So even if you are just playing and none of you snap, none of you press that cube, then it will just go to 2 cubes. So again, you can still retreat and just take the 1 cube, I believe. But the concept, I'm still trying to get used to it. If you want to try and make sense of it yourself, watch the full video. Brode, as I said, he's the lead director. He will explain it a lot better than me. But again, it's fast paced. I'm trying to break it down as much as possible. But yeah, that's essentially it. The 2 games that he showcased were really, really fun to watch. The locations, I'm really excited. The card effects and the locations, obviously it's Marvel, which is super, super cool. But the actual game design is super unique, and the effects are super unique. So I'm just excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Can't wait to jump in. You guys let me know down in the comments anything that I haven't explained properly. If you're excited for the game, if you've signed up for it. And yeah, that's essentially it. I'll be covering any other news that comes out on the game. Again, this is the start for me on a brand new channel, so it's gonna be rough, but we're gonna work through it. I'm gonna try to get some new branding. I'm gonna try and actually make time to these videos. Obviously, this is chopped together really, really quickly. I just want to get this out there, let you guys know what I'm doing. Try break down some of this gameplay. But yeah, that's essentially it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.